Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Yes, we are in the season of giving. We're in the season of celebrating love with family and friends. And I have a question for you. Are you going to gift this Christmas? Are you going to gift this holiday season? Are you going to be in position to give? Or are you going to expect to be given? Because I think sometimes we don't appreciate the narrative around giving. And I wanted to share my thoughts on this because I feel like sometimes we are giving because we are expected to give, and that can be a very dangerous narrative. And let me give you my reasons. I have a friend of mine, a very close friend, who decided I'm not going to participate in any Secret Santas this year because I don't have anything. He said this year has been like participating in an open heart surgery while awake. It has been difficult for him. He has gone through a lot of troubles and trials this year that he feels like people expect him to be there for them, but he is struggling on his own. He can't even be there for himself. So why is he going to be in a position to just give because he needs to give? He doesn't even have what to give. Is he going to dig down and borrow money to be able to buy gifts? Is he going to send money that he doesn't have? Is he going to get into his credit and buy things that are beyond him? And I understood him and I wanted to give advice to him, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? He actually could have a point. I think the idea of gifting and the idea of giving this entire season, away from being kind, caring, and present, is the fact that physical and tangible gifts need to be given with a thought process. They need to be given from something that is really well founded. For example, there are people that I know that actually prepare their gifts starting with saving some money every single month from the beginning of the year up until Christmas. So that by the time they are giving, they're not digging deep into an account that they really need at the end of the day. And I think that is really cool. But this is very strange for very many people. And we need to appreciate the situation that everyone is in because I'll give you my own personal experience. I learned how to gift way later in my adult years. And I think a lot of people who are around me will understand this. As a child, I don't really remember receiving a birthday gift. I don't really remember that. I remember being taken maybe for lunch. I remember getting a cake from my mom. And that to me was gifting. I didn't really understand the narrative of buying something special for someone because everything that I needed was just around me. I had clothes, I had shoes, I had pretty much the basics that every single person needs. Now, I don't know if this is a cultural thing, but as someone who was born deep in East Africa, I felt like that was just my way of life. You know, I don't think I've ever received a gift from any adult male figure from my life. Never. And I'm not saying that this is a good reason and an excuse for me not to be a gifting person, but it just never became a love language that I developed until later on when I became a parent. And also, even with that, I had to learn the hard way because I used to buy a small gift every day for my son, and I would buy a toy, I would buy this, I would buy a car, I would buy a ball, I'll buy something every evening or every weekend. And a certain gentleman sat down and told me, listen, you need to stop doing this because your child is going to reach a point whereby they expect it and it's not that special. You know, something that you buy for someone should feel special. It should feel like there's a thought process behind it because that is when it is appreciated, that is when they hold on to it. So if you choose moments, you know, end of the term for the child or end of the year or Christmas or birthdays or something they have done that is monumental, you give them something and they know, oh, because I did this, then I'm getting this. And I feel like it is a good process because it motivates the child, but it also gives some sort of appreciation. They feel like they're appreciated beyond the simple work that they put in to achieve whatever it is that they achieved. And in relationships, just being able to buy flowers every single day, they lose sense at the end of the day. But if you buy flowers on special days, if you buy flowers randomly without, you know, a deeper thought around it, they are appreciated a lot more. And so gifting is some sort of a practice that needs to be done, but also trained, I think, with time. And so it is this season that everyone is expecting you to give. There's no excuse that you can have. But what if you don't have that? It's okay. You can plan for next year. I honestly feel like you shouldn't put yourself in a position whereby you're giving that which you don't have, because giving is wrapped around the idea of love. And love has to be an eternal process. I think for you to be able to give love, you need to have love. If you don't have self love, then the foundation is messed up if you're going out there and loving people. You cannot be a caregiver if you're not caring yourself, if you're not caring for self, at least if you're not taking care of yourself. Even anyone who has been aboard any flight, they'll tell you make sure that you secure yourself before you secure even your child, because how are you going to be in position to take care of people if you can't take care of yourself? I think that is the really nutshell around giving and the nutshell around gifting, because it needs to be wrapped with love. So be thoughtful and don't compulsively gift because you have to, or because you are expected to give, because that is only going to come with a lot of, issues. At the end of the month, you're going to be like, for me, why didn't they give me something? Then you're going to be like, "Ah, I don't know why I gifted that person last Christmas. Last Christmas I gave you all my and the very next day you gave it away. Well, this year, let's not look for someone special. Let's look at us as special beings and plan it out in a way that we're going to gift people, and we're going to gift those, and whatever it is that we are gifting is going to become something that is from us, with a good thought process, and something that is wrapped with love, because then that is when a gift becomes something really special. It's weird that I'm actually talking about gifting, because it's never something that I ever thought I would. I'm living in England, and in England I've learned quite a lot. The culture shock can actually be real, because gifting is really a thing in very many people's lives. There's so many things that you can gift. In fact, there are gift shops literally in every town center that you go to. So it is a thing, but I don't really think it's that much of a thing from where I come from in Uganda. It's, yes, you need to gift people, but it's more like if you're invited for a wedding, the food better be there, because if you don't give me food, I'm going to complain. If you invite me for a dinner, if you invite me for a birthday dinner, a graduation, you need to actually make sure that the food is there, and I'm not paying for anything, and I'm not coming on that dress code. I'm not coming in any, I'm not bringing a gift per se. And so they will gift like on a monumental day, like a wedding, whereby in my culture they'll say, I've given you a cow. Now a cow is the epitome of the gift. They've never gifted you anything your entire life, but on that day, they give you a goat, they give you a cow. And that is what the African mindset of gifting is. And yet, here, it's a little different. It's a little different. The small things, can mean a lot, because it is the thought behind those small things that matters. So, this Christmas, if you don't have anything to give, be there, be caring, be kind. There are many other ways to gift someone, but let's not put ourselves on pressure to be gifting and to be putting ourselves in position where we're buying things, yet we don't even have that for ourselves. Let's love self and be able to create foundations that will be easy for us to share that love with the world across. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.